included in this. I can grab the scale, but yeah, it should be the 22 pounds, I believe. So yeah, since on eBay, they do still say that they will protect your late shipment rate in relation to the current strike, then yeah, I'm still going to, because yeah, I put a 15-day vacation on eBay where sales can still go through, but nothing will be shipped out till then, in hopes that the strike might be over by then. But since that hasn't happened, then I have set another 15-day vacation, and hopefully the strike is done by then, but unlikely at this point. Well, I mean, I'm hopeful, but I wouldn't count on it. And so then I'm still just going to, even though they say that it's a late ship, mint rate defects don't count towards your account right now, I'm still just going to ship out the 7 or so orders. And then hopefully by the next time the vacation ends, then hopefully the strike will be over. But yeah, we'll see. So this will be, I think there's only like 7 orders, because orders on every site have fallen a whole bunch in relation to the strike, so only got like 7 orders that would normally have shipped letter mail that are not shipped out, so an average of like $6-7 each. So that's like another, well, probably sub $50 or something that will be out of pocket. Well, actually they paid the 2.5 on shipping for each one, so a little bit less than that, so probably around $4 per thing. So 4 times 7, that would be, I think that's 28. So yeah, it's not too crazy, but yeah, I'm gonna have to do that for those. For some reason, the Clipchamp video keeps crashing. It keeps saying a different file is broken every single time I've tried deleting files, modifying files, and stuff like that, but just every single time a different one is broken and crashes it. So we're going to see if we can get this updated, because otherwise the only other option would be to redo the entire vlog from the start, and I'd prefer to avoid that, but yeah, we'll see what happens. It's on the way. Yogurt time. So 29 days left till the used purge, and let's check for updates on the strike. So it seems like talks are resuming on the strike, so that's good. And they have a new framework to hopefully end the strike. So that seems like some good progress, reigniting discussions and stuff like that. So yeah, it seems like there is some progress on that. So that is probably the best news so far. I'm not entirely sure what concessions are made on either side, but I think it said, because I saw this earlier, about how the things are just private now until it's done. But then, let me just refresh this here. Let's just let that load a second. Don't want to show that there, and it's still loading. Okay, and then we have the FedEx package, and it is out for delivery today on Monday, even though its expected delivery was Wednesday when it was first added. I'm assuming it's out for delivery from the Woodbridge branch, but so let's get here, and it's been an hour between those 2 locations roughly, and a whole bunch of other deliveries in between. So it says before 8 p.m. So hopefully sometime within the next 5 hours or so. But yeah, so then I am going to try to pull the one local pickup order first then real quick, because with the strike there's been an uptick in local pickup orders. So then I have 2 different local pickups again today, well, not today, but like in the orders. And so then if I can get one potentially picked up today, then that means I should be able to hopefully get that done within like 48 hours. I'll double check the 2 messages on them. Both of them are around the same time, so just to make it smoother for both buyers, I'll double check the messages that they included, because I think one or both of them said that they were fine with specific times and stuff like that. So we'll see which one is able to hopefully get the package sooner to make it go faster. But yeah, so I will work on that. But then it is currently the first Monday of December, and so yeah, I would, for the used sale thing, then the plan was to increase the sale percentage in approximately 2-week intervals, roughly. So we're at 60% now. I'm thinking the highest I want to go is 75%. So I'm thinking that what I'm going to do is today I'm going to increase it to 65% off, so up 5%. And I just realized there's some sticker residue on this drawer. There we go. And then, so yeah, I'm going to increase it to 65% today. And then in 2 weeks, I'll increase it to 75%. And then from there, it won't increase at all anymore. And then 2 weeks after that, that's when everything else will get purged. So yeah, then we will see how that works out. Yeah, so I'll work on that. And yeah, I was just thinking the other day, is the drop in sales because I purged like the 1,500 lots the other day and stuff like that. But when looking at the numbers, Bricklink sales are down about 50% roughly because of the Canada Post strike. And why I'm assuming that's more so related to the strike than it is to the purge of the 1,500 low value lots is because the other sites are a lot that's going into the lower amount of sales in relation to the strike. For example, Brick Owl is completely closed due to the strike because Brick Owl, you have to have things shipped out within a certain amount of time, like eBay. And then on eBay, you have the option for a vacation rather than a complete closeout. So I have the store on vacation. So we have a complete stop in sales on Brick Owl, which affects it. And then we've got a large stop in sales on eBay because when you put your store on vacation, it severely limits sales. So those two there have a large amount of why the sales are being lower. And then on Bricklink, we have about 50% lower sales. And of that, I'd say most of that is in relation to the strike. And there might be a little bit of that is in relation to the now starting to purge the used lots. And yeah, it's probably not going to be helping or anything like that in the sense of sale levels overall by purging the low value lots. But it is something that will be done because hopefully in just 29 days more, then all of this stuff will be either sold or purged from the inventory. And then we can finally get to this stuff. And yeah, so we should have 22 more pounds arriving within the next few hours, hopefully, to add to this. Yeah, the plan was to work on getting a good minifigure buy and I've been saving up for that. And things were going to be going well, but then the strike completely threw things out of balance. So then the stuff that was going to be saved up for that, because we were all also working on purchasing some of the other bigger ticket items like the ultrasonic cleaner, the GoPro, and stuff like that, that it now it delayed how much we were able to save up for that, but we are still saving up for that, and hopefully we can still slowly work towards that. But yeah, with the strike, it made things a little bit more difficult, but hopefully once we start listing this stuff again, then that should help a little bit. But yeah, then I will get to work. A fun milestone that I didn't intentionally do, but I just saw now, is we are at exactly 10,000 used lots remaining. And yeah, that just happened because I was just purging the stuff again. So yeah, I just checked, and 10 cents leaves it at the 4-cent mark, but anything below that, it'll be within the 3-cent range, which is getting purged. So yeah, I'm just going in the inventory and then doing the same thing as before, where I paste the code there, and then I press enter, and that just selects all of the checkboxes. And I scroll down, and we can see everything here is sub 10 cents for the original price. So if you take off 65% for the sale price, that brings it down to that. And yeah, so just purging that stuff there. And this page here is, yeah, it's where it hits 10%. Not 10%, 10 cents. So then for these ones, I'll just manually check. So yeah, we can see about halfway here. So I might see if I can possibly adjust the script to just do 50, the first 50, but yeah, that might not be worth it, but I'll just see quickly. So just got this code here, so we will see if it works, and we can see that yeah, it seems to have worked, and that might have actually been exactly 50. So we can see here 10 cents and up, nothing is marked for deletion. But if we go to the 0.99 cents and below, everything is checked for deletion. So that saves just a bit of time there, so that we can go and submit those changes. And so that means we've now purged all the sub 10 cent used items. And yeah, so there's that done now. The other thing that I'm doing now is I'm purging all of the used minifigures, because, like, for example here, that's a Star Wars minifigure there. I have it listed at $8.50, and normally it sells for around $7.50. But after the sale percentage is down to $2.97, and yeah, I just don't want to do stuff like that. And For a minute, I thought from the image that those were dual molded legs, and I think that didn't make sense, but yeah, that's just printed. So yeah, I just have it sorted by condition, price down, and so yeah, just going to purge all of the used ones. Like for example, got a Kylo Ren minifigure here with cape and stuff like that, and currently at $4.72. Yeah, I just don't want to be doing stuff like that, so I just did the same thing here, and then we can see all of that stuff, and then click submit changes, and that is now all done for that. And then we should be able to just manually delete the last few here that are in used condition, and yeah, then that will be done. Well, yeah, then after all the purges, that brings us down to 13,803 lots. So just wanted to do a quick check-in on the containers here, and it seems to be that there's like no dust or anything like that. I mean, it's only been a month or so, but then we can just look at the containers, and that's not dust, that's just the plastic being how it is. Yeah, so then that is good to know that with these containers here, that so far after a month there's no dust or anything like that. I mean, like, we can already see a little bit like all the dust and floofs on the floor. Probably won't pick up any of that in camera though, but that's even though we just vacuumed like a week ago or something like that. Compared to in here, I mean, there's just like a few things here, but I think those floofs were there always, but there's no dust or anything like that. So that's promising so far, because I was thinking about, like, I mean, we still are going to look at the air stuff and everything like that to keep it a bit better. But then I was just thinking that, well, at least for the lower containers, the top container should provide some good protection from that for the dust. So then in theory, that should also help minimize it. The top ones won't be as much, but then I can use those types of things for bag stuff like the minifigures and things like that. But yeah, so that is interesting stuff there. So yeah, that was one of the main reasons we wanted to get this one up fast, even though it's just a temporary housing and stuff like that, is just so that we can just see how it performs over who knows how long, and then just see just how good or bad the situation is for dust and stuff like that. So yeah, about a month in or so, it seems to have no issues or anything like that. But yeah, we won't be buying the others or setting that up for a while, so it'll still have more time, so we'll see just exactly how it is then. So now that I've pulled the orders for the day, the next project is to go through the filing cabinet and then get rid of most, not all of them. I'm going to keep a couple of the older ones, but to purge all of the instruction manuals, because yeah, I have some listed from way back when, and we can just see the prices on some of these. They're probably significantly lower than what they're listed at. You got like $2 there, and stuff like that. But yeah, none of them I've sold, and instruction manuals are difficult to ship. They're very slow sellers and usually have low value, and yeah, they'll usually sell fine if they're like under $1 and you price them at like $1 or $2. But in general, it's not like they're fast sellers or anything like that. And going forward, aside from like vintage ones and stuff like that, I won't be listing them. So I'm going to be going through the drawer and getting a whole bunch of those cleaned out now then. So just purged all of these instruction manuals here, about half a container. Yogurt time. So 28 days left before the used purge, and time for our daily Canada Post updates. And so Canada Post disruption disrupts mail. Well, that doesn't seem particularly like new news. Kids no longer need to mail letters to Santa, and yeah, nearing 3 weeks now. Although that feels like an early thing to say because it was a Friday strike and today is a Tuesday, so it's just like 2.5 weeks. So nearing 3 weeks sounds a little off for that. But yeah, I got 2 more orders to pull, but I got the package in the mail now of the stuff from the States. So yeah, like this here and stuff like that. It's like when you get the stuff shipped to you, you have options of choosing it as marking it as personal only and stuff like that. I don't have any of that enabled or anything like that. And yeah, there seems to be nothing related to CARM that is affecting getting this package here or anything like that. But yeah, who knows on that. Yeah, let's just move all of this stuff here. I want to probably hide the airway bill, just because there's probably something else on that. I'm not sure. Then move that, and I threw a piece by accident. It was stuck. Yeah, so we got this here, And so yeah, I just double checked, and after all costs, this here was roughly $2,000 Canadian in order to get. And yeah, so included in this, I can grab the scale, but yeah, it should be the 22 pounds, I believe, that was ordered. So $2,000 for 22 pounds. That's roughly around the mark that it normally goes for, which is roughly 100 to on the higher end, usually 150 to 200 at the absolute highest for stuff like that. And yeah, so then yeah, it seems to be real good stuff. Just looked through it a little bit earlier, found some nice stuff like this light gray space helmet. Those usually go for 20 to 30 bucks each. Then there was somewhere, I can't remember if that's just the 501st legs or Captain Rex legs. I'm pretty sure it's just the 501st though. But yeah, then we found some other stuff in here, though I probably won't be able to find it back now that I'm recording. But we found the legs for the Overlord, or like the dress type piece thing, and stuff like that. And then there's like Buzz Lightyear and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely seems to be a lot of interesting stuff in here. And then actually that might be, it's damaged or something. It might just be paint. Wonder if that can be cleaned off or not. But I think that might be the Lord of the Rings torso from the one orc or something. But yeah, then there's just lots of really cool and good parts in here. So yeah, definitely seems to be worth it. So yeah, then this will get added to the backlog, and yeah, this here will be a fun one to go through. A good amount of it's damaged and stuff like that, but that's always normal for stuff like this here. But yeah, lots of cool stuff. So we're shipping out approximately 630 today, but that includes the eBay ones here, which were ones that I had to ship out now because of the deadline that would have normally gone letter mail, but now I have to pay parcel out of pocket. So, but that also includes this one, which I would have shipped out because it is a parcel, so it would be unaffected. So that there is all of that together, I think this was like 60 bucks or something plus shipping and tax. But this stuff here, I believe, was about 250. So if you remove that, then we are shipping out in new orders only about, well, I already forget the number. Let's see. And I already closed it apparently for some reason. But yeah, so like the 625 or something like that, minus about 250, that'll bring us down to about 590 or something. I don't even know where I'm going with that math, but wait, no, that 390. Okay, one second. Let's just do a quick thing here. So let's just say 625 minus 250. That'd be 375 roughly in Lego. Aside from this stuff here, but then if you include the one that is a recent order, then that would be, increase that by like 50 or so bucks. That would be at about 425. So yeah, about $425 on what would normally be about a $1,200 shipping day. But since we're closer to Christmas season, probably would have been closer to a $1,500 or so shipping day. But yeah, hopefully the strike ends soon. Ham. Yogurt time. So 27 days left until the used purge, and time for the Daily Canada Post strike update. So calls for Ottawa to end the strike mount as businesses face challenges and feds face more pressure to end the strike. So I was just looking at a thing on the strike again, and so by the sounds of it, most of the experts are saying, if I can find it back again, which I've already lost it. It was here somewhere. So right here somewhere. So yeah, said it wouldn't be surprised the minister invoked Section 107 within the next week and a half, and somewhere, I don't think it's that one there, but it said somewhere else that others were saying within a week or so. So by the sounds of it, it's now gaining enough pressure and stuff like that, because if it ends in a week and a half, then that would be close to a full month of striking, because it started on the 15th of November, I believe. I can actually check here. Yeah, the 15th of November is when it started, and so a week and a half, that would be, well, 3 to 4 days plus 7, so that would be potentially 10 to 15 days, 10 to 11 days, which would put it to December 15th, so yeah, potentially a month, and yeah, so potentially looking at an end within a week to week and a half via legislation or arbitration or something like that. So hopefully it does end by then. But yeah, we'll see. By the time this vlog is out, it'll hopefully have been over already. So this probably won't mean as much. But yeah, hopefully it is. Yogurt time. So 26 days left till the used purge and time for our daily Canada Post update check. So Canada Post is reviewing new proposal. Hits 3-week mark. It's a Thursday today and it started on a Friday. So I'm not sure quite what that means, but it does say that they're ready to restart mediation. So that's interesting. So then the question will be, will the mediation be something that continues and is actually useful, or will they have to step in? Because yeah, it's already December 5, and so yeah, at this point it's already, even if they restart it by the time all the backlog is finished and stuff like that, you'd be lucky if you get a few days of orders that could actually show up before Christmas at this point. So yeah, the Christmas season's already lost, but yeah, not sure if that will be any difference there, but yeah, at least there is finally some progress again. So yeah, with the strike slowing down orders and it being December now, we are shipping out exactly 1, 2, 3 orders. Well, actually 4. This one here, someone did actually want to pay a bit more in order to get a shipped parcel instead of letter mail. As we can see, they placed an order here where shipping would have been $3, but then I sent that default message where it's like, due to a strike, it's on hold. If you want, I can upgrade your shipping. If you want to pay for the more expensive option in order to get a shipped parcel, they said sure, and so then that was put there, and so then that one there is for the parcel. So yeah, then we have that one as a parcel, then we have that one as a parcel, that one as a parcel, and that one as a parcel. There is one $10 one over here. However, that's one that can normally only be shipped to with Canada Post. Pure Later starts around like 40-50 bucks or something like that, and so that's one that is also on hold even though it's a parcel until the Canada Post strike is over, because in Canada Post usually, even on the high end, it's usually not above like 17 to 25 bucks or so. So yeah, yeah, that's just one of the few that's out to the middle of nowhere, and that's with flat rate shipping. You win some, you lose some, but it evens out over time, so that's fine for that. But yeah, so we do have one nice order. It is going to Japan, 38 items and 11 lots for $357.09. I'll just quickly open that one up. Just don't want it to show any of the details. But yeah, so within this one here, I got baguette, couple of needles, pie, weapon, droid arms, 2 of the older Paz Vizsla. That's not from the newer set, that is from the older one with the armor and stuff like that. Then some droid legs, lightsaber rods, or bars, or blades, I mean, and then 5 Gar Saxon minifigures, and then 2 Mandalorian loyalists. Just double checking, yeah, there's nothing else after that. So yeah, just a couple different orders, and so I'll get those pulled. But yeah, so that means only 4 orders being shipped out across both sites. I don't think I actually had a single order on eBay since the last shipping day and stuff like that. So yeah, it's definitely getting bad with the Canada Post strike, but should hopefully be over within 2 weeks at the most. Yogurt time. So 25 days left till the used purge, and time for our daily Canada Post update. So Canada Post enters 4th week. Well, technically, I guess you could arguably say that, because it's been 3 weeks now, so 3 weeks and some amount of days arguably could be delivered, explained as 4 weeks. So Canada Post expected to deliver a response to the latest union proposal today. Continue to strike. UPS paused shipments from couriers amid backlog from Canada Post. That's interesting because Stallion Express switched from Canada Post to Pure Later for the ones that used to be on the Canada Post until Canada Post is off of the strike. And yeah, the same one there. So that is interesting there, but unfortunately doesn't seem to be any updates. So yeah, no more orders came in, so we're shipping out a grand total of 4 orders today. I think that has got to be the lowest amount of orders I've shipped out If I had to guess, I'd probably say in 2 years, maybe 3 years. I'm not sure, but yeah, definitely interesting for it to be like that. But yeah, we're only 25 days away from finally getting back to listing stuff, and then hopefully by that time the strike should be over and stuff like that. So it's I don't want to jinx it, but I don't think it can get much worse. So yeah, hopefully. There's some progress, and then yeah, it'll only get better from there, hopefully, for at least a while. So I was just thinking that I don't actually see why I need to keep these ones in here specifically, and they would be the perfect thing to put on the what feels like it's gonna fall down because we somehow missed on like 12 screws. We missed studs on all except for the left side or something, even though we used stud finders to try and find stuff and everything like that. But yeah, so either way, I just realized that we probably don't need to keep it in there, and then we can actually use this here as the storage for it so that we can then start trying to at least get like the first basic stuff set up and figured out for the new eBay stuff. Even though we won't really have a somewhat permanent area to put it or anything like that, in theory, we can still fit a couple of drawer units, or yeah, I guess you could call these drawer units, but we could fit them on the shelf and stuff like that. So I am going to start on trying to get a bit of that done, and then probably not today. Well, yeah, most likely not today, but then possibly tomorrow or Monday or something like that, I might then start trying to see if I can start to work out the new thing for the eBay stuff, and then get to work on that and see where that goes. So I was just then thinking, and I was actually wondering if maybe these containers here, I won't use these exact ones because they are right now being used for the storage for this stuff here for the testing and things like that. But I was wondering how this would work instead of containers like this for the eBay minifigures and stuff like that, because then instead of having like based off of category and stuff like that, I could then have it sorted by remarks, and then I have just smaller sections in here and stuff like that that are for things like that. And so yeah, that's something to think about. Not entirely sure if I would go that route, but that's another possibility to consider. So then all of the minifigures and stuff like that are all in storage, and it looks quite nice with all of the minifigures here. Yeah, you just have all of the bags in the spots and stuff like that. It's loose and stuff like that, but that's from the thing I mentioned. But yeah, so I don't have enough dividers right now or anything like that, because the name brand ones, you only get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. That is a weird. Oh no, there's 4 of them, so 2 per thing. Yeah, you only get 8 of them when you buy a pack of 4 of these, and then another set of like 10 or something costs like $35, which is like $3.50 a divider, which is a bit on the high end. So I'm gonna look around, see if I can find similar third-party ones like the steel plate here, which were only like half the price or something like that, and then see what the options are for that when I eventually get to this. But for these here, it just works real nice so far. All of them they stay here nicely. It just looks really nice as well and stuff like that. So yeah, you can add a good amount of stuff in here like this here. I was wondering just like how much storage this could actually be and stuff like that. But over here we've got, I think it's 20 something Scarlet Witch minifigures here, and in theory it's only about surface level. Actually, let me get level on my phone. It's roughly there, that's level. So in theory, you could fit like 50 equivalents of a CMF pack inside of one of these double spaces here without issue. So that means about 25 or so of them you can fit in just a single slot. So yeah, there is a really solid amount of space in these, and so that's nice and promising. So yeah, I'm basically sold on switching from the box and stuff to these things eventually, but like with mentioned prior, that's still going to be a little ways out. But yeah, these definitely seem to be a really solid sorting option for the stuff. So then I have these here now, which are still enough room to just kind of put the other things there for now, even though they aren't real accessible. I can still grab stuff if needed from them, but then this way we can just get it off the table, because January 1st we're going to be doing some part outs, well, like early January sometime, hopefully, and so then we'll have the table accessible for then. So yeah, then I'm just going to get started on some of the labeling. Yeah, it's not going to be be enough for all of them, and I'm not going to put anything in them now, but then I'll just try and get some labeling done for just, like, I mean, these 6 here, I might do for, like, just for the Star Wars ones or something like that. And, yeah, so then as we go on, like, I'll combine some of them, but, like, for example, some, like, Castle would get its own drawer, but then I would combine things like Jurassic World and, like, Indiana Jones and stuff like that into one, and then stuff like that. Yeah, just see what I can do with these. Won't be that much, but I should be able to get a bit done. I am probably going to be putting all of, like, superheroes into one drawer because I have no idea on half of that. I might end up doing, like, a separate drawer for, like, Batman, Superman, and Spider-Man. I feel like there's a 4th one, Iron Man, that's super popular as well. So I might end up doing a separate drawer for that. But then for now, I'll just put it all in, like, label it all for just the one for that stuff. But yeah, so just like Star Wars Jedi. Well, actually, I don't need Star Wars at the beginning then because Jedi would explain it. So like Jedi, Sith, then Star Wars Other, and then Star Wars Soldiers, because then that would include like Rebel soldiers, clones, and I feel like there's other troop names in there. And then there's just Star Wars named. No, that would be, I feel like I might have done that. I don't know, but I'll just get to work on some of that then. So then just finished with labeling the drawers now. So we have Jedi, Sith, Star Wars Soldier, Star Wars Other, Superheroes, and Other. And yeah, so got this one slightly crooked by accident, but it's not that big a deal. I mean, it'll be just slightly crooked every single time I look at it, but yeah, like, I mean, they're all technically slightly crooked, so I'll see if I can fix that, but probably can't. But then, yeah, so then we have just these 6 here. That's just for the start. Hopefully we'll expand more. Like, for example, we don't have anything for Ninjago or anything like that. So yeah, we will be getting more of these, and when we get them, we can add that stuff. But yeah, then that's just that for now. It is fixed. Yogurt time. So yeah, then this is the end of the vlog. But before that, let's do our daily Canada Post strike update check. So, well, first 24 days left till the purge, and then on the Canada Post strike update. So Ottawa says it won't intervene, but yeah, who knows on that. So then they say the union says there's an extreme disappointment with the latest offer. A year later, still, and UPS still freezing some shipments, and just how some checks are still arriving. But yeah, seems like no updates on that again today. But yeah, so then today it's our family Cine class, so I probably won't be getting too much done, but I'll see if I can possibly get started on some of the eBay stuff. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you got this far, today's Saturday, but the vlog will be released Monday, and the next vlog will be out next Monday.